Hi, everyone. Welcome so much. We are another episode of our Facebook Live. We have Alicia here with us. She is with Norwex, and I'm super excited to learn a little bit more about how she is making a huge impact on entire families as well as women and entrepreneurship and all of that good stuff. So, without further ado, this is Alicia. She is a passionate Norwex consultant dedicated to helping families feel safer, making healthier choices through simple changes within their home, sustainable cleaning solutions as opposed to all of those toxins. She loves educating others on reducing toxins in the home while empowering all of those women, like I was referring to before, about wellness, entrepreneurship, and intentional living. Through Norwex Business, it's granted her many opportunities to succeed in those type of entities, and she's just excited to be making a positive impact one home at a time. So thank you so much, Alicia. Welcome to our Facebook Live.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, if you don't mind, just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got where you are.
Okay. Well, I am a wife and mother, first of all, right? And I think that because of that, it really guided a lot of decisions that I made in my life. I've always been kind of crunchy, even in high school. I know that term, crunchy. But it exacerbated when you have kids, right? Because you're really looking to make the best decisions for them. And I had a child who, so we were always trying to make decisions like that in our home. And then when my daughter Hazel was 1 year old, she was hospitalized for asthma. And then she was hospitalized again at 3, which it's very, very scary when your child is turning blue. And so it really upped our game on what we could do in our home to reduce triggers on her. And so we started taking a deep dive into the things that we were bringing into our home, to what we were cleaning with, to what we were eating, and all of these things. And during that time, I got introduced to Norwex. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of an eye-opening, mind-boggling thing, because so many of the products that we see on the shelves, we just think are safe, right? Because we assume that because they've made it onto the shelves that they're tested and they're safe. And then you start doing this dive into the ingredients and you learn that less than 300 of the 50,000 chemicals have been tested for their safety on humans.
Wow.
I know, right? And I think it's something like 217 chemicals are found in the cord blood of infants.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know, right? So we're like, okay, we can't control what's going on out in the world and what we're exposed to outside of our home, but we can have a little bit of control over what we bring into our home. And that's where, when I was introduced to Norwex, I saw that I could take back some of that control and create that space that was healthier for my children, for myself, for my husband. And then I didn't want to gatekeep. I couldn't keep it to myself. I had to tell all of my friends and family. And then ultimately, that's what led me to decide to make a business out of this, to dive into my entrepreneurial self so that I could share it with other people who were struggling with health issues, who were struggling with decisions and all of the millions of choices that are out there. Like, what is actually safe, right? So it was more about educating others, sharing, like, not gatekeeping, sharing the secret that there is an alternative, a safer alternative, and easier out there. And we all want to save time, right? We all want something that's going to make our lives easier, right? And I think being a busy mom of 4, that was super important as well, that these products weren't just safe, but they worked.
Yeah. So what are some of the ones, like, obviously you probably made a lot of transitions and cleaning supplies and you name it. What was probably the most shocking one? You're like, I had no idea this was so bad I've been using. Do you have any of those?
Dryer sheets.
Yeah.
Dryer sheets. I think that, we just grab them. They're so easy and they make our clothes feel less staticky. And when I found out that there's it's one of the top toxins in your home, and just thinking about, it's not just what we're breathing in, but what's in contact with our skin, that there's some of these things you just like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. And it's just eye-opening. But yeah, dryer sheets, for skin allergies, for fragrance, for, they affect so many different parts of our body. And it's just such a simple thing that people just throw in and don't even think about it.
Yeah. And I mean, there's been lots of studies here recently about jar sheets and the link to different types of cancer. And so I think that, anybody who is watching this or coming back and watching it live, like dig into that, find that research. It's out there. And it is becoming more widely known about, but it is a huge culprit for those things. And majority of individuals wear clothing 90% of the time, right? So something is in direct contact with our skin, and towels, you name it, like all of these things that we're using, our sheets that we sleep in, the contact. So if that's just like one little fraction,
laundry, yes, if you just change the products that you're using in your laundry, so much difference that you're going to feel in your skin and the things that you're breathing in. Because like you mentioned, you sleep in your bed that's covered in your sheets. You wrap yourself in your towel and your blankets, and you wear your clothing all day long. And our skin can absorb what it comes in contact with within 26 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, laundry was a big one.
Sure. What are some of your other favorite like Norwex products?
So the very first product that I got, the way I was introduced to Norwex, was my sister gave me the basic package, which is the Enviro cloth and the window cloth. And I do have them right here just to kind of show people them. But these two cloths, Enviro cloth, which is your E for everything cloth, and your window cloth, which just makes everything sparkly and shine. And she gave me these two for Christmas, and we were kind of in a rush. So I didn't get a demo. I didn't get anything. I didn't learn what's the difference in these cloths. She just said, go home, get it wet, and start wiping things down. Any wipeable surface. And I was like, okay. So I did. I just started cleaning things, and I live in a dingy old farmhouse, and it was my grandparents' house, right? So I just thought everything in there that was dingy was just because it was old. I didn't realize it was from layers of this chemical residue that we use when we clean, and it just builds up over time. And I started taking that off with just this cloth and water, and it was mind blowing. Like I called my sister immediately and I was like, what is this magic cloth that you gave me? I don't understand. How is it doing this? And even my husband, and I say, when the husbands use it and are shocked and excited to clean also, then you know you have a product that's like going to win in your home. And my husband was like, how does this work? Like, I don't understand. Only water and it cleans better than any of these sprays we've been trying. I was like, I don't understand the science. I just know it works. And that's what we need in our home.
For sure.
Right. And the fact that it worked with just water, right? So no sprays, I don't have to read a label. I don't have to try to be a chemist. I just can use water and this microfiber. And it was changing, life changing.
Yeah. I know one of the things that I thought was really cool about it, how many of us that we have smaller children, younger children, and we have animals, and we worry about them getting into these chemical bottles that sit underneath our kitchen sink that have easy access at all points in time. Well, they're gone. Like, you don't have to worry about that anymore because there's nothing that has to be mixed. It's just your sink and that rag, right?
Yes, absolutely. And that was the thing. I got these for Christmas, right? And so by the time Lent rolled around, so before even Easter, I had gone underneath my sink and done that whole sweep because that's where everybody keeps their cleaning supplies, right? Underneath your sink. And I had grabbed a box and grabbed everything, the blue cleaner, the disinfectant sprays, any of those wipes, all of those went into a box. And here's the really disturbing point. I couldn't put those in the trash. The trash man is not allowed to take those products because they don't want them in the landfill. You have to take products like that to the same place. If you're going to dispose of them, you're supposed to take them to the same place you take your motor oil when you change your oil in your car.
Yeah. So what does that tell us, right?
Right? Like, you can't even throw this in the trash. And that we're using it in our home, right? I was like, oh, unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. From the business side, which had been your most rewarding part of the business side of Norwex for you?
The most, honestly, when I see an aha moment with someone else. So when I do a demo and I show how these products clean, and when I say clean, I mean these cloths can remove 99% of bacteria off a surface using only water. So I know everybody's really concerned with like E. coli and salmonella when we're cooking chicken. And we do a demo that shows how these literally lift and remove, lock them into the cloth, and don't transfer them around. So when I see that aha moment in somebody's eyes that they can clean without these sprays, and that they can do something faster, and that they can reduce their time cleaning to spend more time with their families, that just solidifies it for me. And then if I bring somebody onto my team and they're sharing with people and they text me, like I had a woman text me yesterday who just joined, and she joined more for like the discount because she loves the products. And she had just been taking advantage of that and buying stuff for her kids and her grandkids and stuff. And she texted me yesterday and she goes, Alicia, I got my first order, like from someone else. And she was so, I know. And she was so, she's like, I have been sharing and talking about this with other people and feeling her joy that we're continuing that mission, just continuing sharing and having somebody else, that line, that lineage is continuing. That just made me feel good that other people, other women that are joining me on this journey are having success and are feeling good about that when they make a difference in someone else's life. So that's the most rewarding part to me is those moments.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So you had mentioned something like there is something you demonstrate. What does that entail? Like what happens with that?
So we have these I wish I had brought those with me, but we have these protein swabs that are used in restaurants to test a surface for cleanliness, right? And so we will take raw chicken and we'll rub it on a plate, and then we test it with one swab to show you how, of course, it's going to be positive for bacteria. And then we clean it with just our cloth, and then we rub the new clean swab through there and show how there's no proteins left behind. And we call that the chicken demo, which I can share a little mini video of that into the chat at some point. I can drop that on the Facebook page and you guys can watch it. It's unreal. But this is called mechanical cleaning versus chemical cleaning. Okay. So I want you to think about pulling weeds in your garden versus spraying weeds in your garden. Because when you pull a weed, it's gone. That is actually a clean space now. There's no more weeds. When you chemically clean or chemically spray a weed, you kill it, and then that weed is still present, and so is the chemical residue. And that's how it works when we chemically clean. The definition of clean is free from any foreign substance. So if you're leaving behind dead bacteria and a residue, is that surface actually clean? Right? But if you use our cloth with just water and it removes the dirt, grime, and bacteria, now that surface is actually clean. There's no residue left behind either. So it feels different. I've had people tell me my house feels different now that I'm using these products. And we have things for your skin. Like I haven't used body wash in the shower in 13 years.
Oh my gosh.
I know, isn't that unreal? Yeah. But if these cloths will clean a surface, then it's going to clean my skin. And I like to say we talk about sustainability, right? So it's not just about reducing chemicals, which it absolutely is. The average woman puts 168 chemicals on her skin every single day between our shampoos, conditioners, makeups, moisturizers, deodorants, all of these different things, right? So if I'm not using body wash and I'm cleaning my skin with just a Norwex cloth, I'm reducing my plastic use because I'm not buying bottles and bottles of body wash. I'm reducing my cost. I mean, I have 3 daughters. How much money have I saved not buying body wash for 13 years? Right. So I'm saving money. I'm saving plastic because I don't have these bottles time and time again. And I'm reducing my exposure. So I'm reducing my body burden because, like I said, when things come in contact with your skin, we're absorbing those within 26 seconds. So I don't have to read labels, right? I don't have to see, does it have parabens? Does it have sulfates? What's my Yuka reading, right? What's the Yuka app score for this body wash? I don't have to worry about that when I use Norwex products.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't realize you guys had all like the cleaning, like personal hygiene kind of care stuff also.
Yeah. Yeah. So the mission is about radically reducing our use of toxic chemicals in our home and in our personal care products.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got an entire line of microfiber to use in the bathroom on our bodies. We also have skincare, because that became a big topic. We can clean with all these things, but if we're not addressing what we're putting on our skin, we're creating a void in our mission.
Sure.
So yeah, about 20 years ago, we got into the skincare game, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of our skincare line is EWG verified for safety.
Okay.
Which is like the tip top. It's like an A++.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah,
Right?
I know, right? We were like, nope, we're just going to go, we're going to skip all the other letters and we're going to go to develop something that's safe for everything.
I love that.
Yeah.
What would be some simple swaps for those who maybe
if you're new and you're wanting, simple swaps for the newest person, I definitely, we have kind of go a couple different ways. So I started with that basic package, which is the EnviroCloth and the window cloth. And these two things can do about 80% of the cleaning in your home, because it's any wipeable surface. We're talking doorknobs, countertops, stoves, toilets, sinks, refrigerators, all of these different things. If you can wipe it down, you can clean it with just these two cloths. But there's also dusting, right? And nobody likes to dust. So they put together this little package where you get 5 things that will make a huge difference in your home. It's called the Safe Haven 5 package. Mm-hmm. And you get those 2 cloths. You get the dusting mitt, which works through electromagnetic charge to grab and hold on to all the dust bunnies in there. You also get something called cleaning paste, which I've only had 3 of these in 13 years. That's how long they last. And basically, this is just elbow grease in a jar. It's 3 main ingredients: marble flour, a simple soap, and coconut oil. But you use this for like your oven doors, your soap scum, hard things that you don't want to spend forever cleaning. Mm-hmm. You're going to go after it with this. And then it also comes with the laundry detergent. And like I said, this is such an unfortunate thing to me, but I feel like people have this weird connection to their laundry detergent. And they really want to hold on to it tight. But I'm telling you, if you switch to a clean laundry detergent that actually works, you will never want to go back to your Tide, your Gain, or your whatever, because you realize you don't need all of those other fillers and you're going to get something clean. But it comes with everything at like just one package, one button, and you can get everything you want, everything that you really can make a huge difference. Because we started with talking about our skin and what our skin comes in contact with. And that's why laundry is so very important.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. You gave like such a great little overview. And that was going to be my next question. It's like, what are some of your favorite products? But it sounds like it's the combo 5, right?
Yeah, that's like my staples, right? Like almost every day I'm using one of these 5 products, if not all of them in a day.
Yeah. So if somebody is maybe interested in contacting you, they would like to place an order or just have additional questions, maybe about something they already have, how would somebody contact you?
So I have what do I have? A website. I have a website, which is simply norwex.com/Alicia Bray. Just my name right there on the screen. And so you can always get on my website. I'm local. I live in Washington. I try to do vendor events, so you can find me at local events. And then also you can always contact me, text me at, can I just say my phone number and then we can put it in the chat later? Okay. Yeah. It's 636-259-2820. Nobody has to remember phone numbers anymore. They're all saved, right?
Yeah, 100%.
259-2820.
I love that. All right. Well, Alicia, thank you so much for spending time with us. I hope that this was informative for individuals as you go back and watch it. And I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Just like I said, I hope you have a fabulous day. And I have enjoyed every minute of this. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate you. And just as a little heads up, one last thing I will tell people, if continuing to share, if this is something that speaks to you and you really want more information on the opportunity to be an educator and to share more about these products with people, we do have a join for free opportunity this month. So reach out and I'll try to get some more information on the post about this.
Yeah, absolutely. And so anybody who's going and listening to this recording, this is May of 2026. So through the end of this month, that sounds like it's an amazing opportunity for individuals to kind of go and capture some discounts and learn more about it, and just, maybe you become an entrepreneur yourself. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alicia.